This is the plaintiff, Daniel Sanchez. He says he rented a room in the defendant's house, but it didn't work out because he came home from school late at night and the defendants didn't like that. When he moved out, the defendants kept his security because they claimed he used too much cologne, and so his room stunk and they had to spend lots of money getting rid of the smell. Huh? Bottom line, he wants his do-re-mi back and is suing for the $5,000 he's owed. These are the defendants, Darla and Anthony Vaughns. They say the guy was a nightmare tenant who packed so much into his room it was a fire hazard. On top of that, he stunk the whole house up every time he used the bathroom. The odor was quite overwhelming. Bottom line, he broke their agreement, left abruptly, and they owe him nothing. They're accused of having sensitive noses. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $5,000 for slander.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Danielle Sanchez, you are suing Darla and Anthony Vaughns
Yes, sir.
for $5,000. You say you're actually out more than that
That is correct.
for your security deposit, moving fees, and you want them to pay you the rent that you didn't get to pay them when they wrongfully evicted you. That is a first, so I can't wait to hear that. You have a counterclaim against them for $5,000 for slander. Okay, talk to me, Mr. Sanchez. What happened?
Yeah, first off, I live in Worcester, Massachusetts, and for a while, I was about a good 3 weeks or so this school year, I was commuting from point A to point B, which is West Hartford. I attend UConn. I'm a graduate student.
What are you studying?
I'm actually studying social work. And next semester I'm going to take some more classes in law. So, but in the interim, I decided to move closer because of my vehicle. You know, the gas prices going up. I decided to move to West Hartford. And I guess one day I checked on the school's cafeteria, and they had a listing of available places. So I decided to call her up.
So you go there, you see it, you like it. Tell me what it is you were renting.
I was renting a one bedroom, and how she has it operated, she's pretty clever. She has like 6 or 7 different students ranging from high school. One kid's from China, and she has other students that rent there, but she only accepts cash basis. And that's kind of what she did to me when I first moved in.
Okay, but does she live there?
Yes, she does.
And then she has 6 or 7 students at the same time?
That is correct. She has an upstairs and a downstairs, and also a basement in which some people live off of.
Okay, but you were renting a room in the same floor that she lives on?
That is correct.
All right, so now you rent the place out, and what goes wrong?
Well, after the second week, Anthony, her husband, has this really aggressive attitude. And one time he came back late from work, and he knocks on my door. Tells me, Daniel, this is not working out. I go, what do you mean? He goes, first off, I see that you wear a lot of cologne, and you seem to be a really sharp dresser. I said, well, I told him I try to act professional because I'm a grad student, and I have to present myself professionally. And he just tells me that, this is not working out.
Because you wear cologne?
Yes.
You didn't think that was odd?
I thought that I just wanted to look professional. I thought that would
Was
make me
he
look.
Complaining that you reeked of cologne?
That you could kind of say that, yes.
Okay, well, I'm wondering what the objection. Okay,
Yes.
so go on.
And basically, he just tells me that after 2 weeks, he tells me, I don't think this is, he didn't even give me a chance. He goes, I don't think this is working out. I said, well, I tell you what, I signed a 1-year contract. I gave Darla $550 already. In addition to that, I gave her a 1 month's deposit. He goes, don't worry about that. We'll give you your money back. And basically, I had to hire some hands. I had to hire 2 hands at $20 because nobody's going to do it for free at pretty much Saturday and Sunday, which is around $10.
Do you have any proof of your moving expenses?
Yes, I do. I think I did. I think I
Okay,
do.
so you tell me, Mr. Vaughns, what was it that happened that caused you to ask him to move after only a couple of weeks?
When he moved, first of all, we've been having students in our house since like 2007. Our house is surrounded by three colleges and universities. So, Darla was like, it's a 5-bedroom house. We only take up 2 bedrooms. Let's, rent out some of the rooms for students. And we've been doing that for 4.5, 5 years now.
Never had a problem.
And I'm not sure what kind of health problems he has, but at night, he would go use the bathroom and then the whole house would start smelling. I mean, horribly.
And he'd do that 3 times a night because he wasn't home from work yet.
Yeah.
I'm the one who had to to start eating the smell and stuff.
I would come in at 1 o'clock in the morning, and the whole house would smell, and I'd have to get cans of spray and go from downstairs to upstairs, spray kitchen, bathrooms, everything. And I would go into our bedroom, and Darla would just have a terrible look on her face, like the house just smells. And
Did you ever tell him that?
Yes,
yes. No.
I told him that.
He says you told him that he reeked a cologne.
No way.
No,
that was not cologne that they sell in a store.
No.
Okay.
The plaintiff says he was evicted because he wore cologne and lots of it. The defendants say what the plaintiff did in the bathroom was a crime against humanity. Let's listen.
Also, when he moved into that room, it was like he took everything out of storage and packed the room up where you could barely even open the door. Stuff piled on top of stuff, food everywhere. It's trash in boxes in the middle of the floor. We have a cleaning lady who comes in, once a week, and she said to Darla, I can't clean that room. I can't get to anything. And
we have pictures for you.
Let me see the
Donna.
pictures.
This is. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
stack
well,
with
here,
nothing
take
in
your stack back and pull out, because my bailiff did you the favor of looking for your evidence, and he didn't find it. So if you have any proof of what it is you paid somebody to move,
This
you
is
pull that out of
before
that
he
stack.
rented the room.
Actually, Your Honor,
and this is
that was
when
pretty
he
much-
occupied.
Yes or no? Do you have any proof of
I don't.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
Before?
You rented it furnished?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. And you rent it with a little fridge and a microwave?
Yes.
That's not how you.
Okay, I'm looking at the pictures, and I see a lot of floor around that box that you've zoomed in on. I see a guy who's paying you $500 for his room, and if he wants to put stuff in there, he gets to put stuff in there without you guys complaining that there's
No,
too
not
much.
you, Honor.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Do you A, don't interrupt me, and B, do you think it's smart to interrupt me when I'm saying something in your favor?
Yes, Your
Does that make any sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So tenants have a right to be. I realize they're in your house, but really, I'm trying to understand how it is that you not only tell them this isn't working out, get out, but then you keep the guy's security deposit.
Well,
I guess I understand why you're telling him to leave, because you've described it to me in great color. But I'm wondering how then you have the nerve to keep the guy's security deposit when the guy peacefully and meekly goes ahead and leaves like you asked him to.
Can I answer that?
Yeah,
Okay.
please. I virtually insist upon it.
Okay. When he called and asked for his security deposit, I said, Daniel, I can't get that smell out of the room you were in.
What smell did you tell him you couldn't get out? Because he's surprised today by what it is you're saying. Maybe you were trying to be polite or something.
No, he's not surprised. If you look at those pictures again, you'll see a big, huge can of Lysol on top in his room. He's not surprised.
Oh, you mean that's his can of Lysol?
Yes, and he uses it. He had to use it.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So if somebody stinks up the bathroom in the house that they're renting from you in a horrible way, night after night, can you evict them on that basis?
I believe so.
Because
Because it's against the rules. It should be something.
what, the poop? There's a poop rule?
I think so. It should be at least.
What do you think, ma'am?
No, just use air freshener and lots of it.
What do you think? I mean, it really happened. I mean, can you evict somebody who has issues and just like drops a bomb every night?
No, that's not fair. Just try and make it better.
How do you make it better?
Just put some air freshener in there, make it better, more comfortable for everyone in the house.
I mean, then it's going to smell like somebody pooped in the woods, right? Going inside the courtroom.
I told him that we couldn't get the smell out of his room. I mean, the smell had permeated into the walls. I had, our housekeeper come. She scrubbed, I scrubbed. We couldn't get it out, so we had to paint. So I said, Daniel, we have to paint your room. And I'm not going to eat the cost of painting your room. I said, I'm keeping half of your security deposit, and I will send you the other half.
You know you live in a state where if you don't send a letter explaining why you're keeping a security deposit within 30 days, that you not only have to pay back the security deposit, but you have to pay back double as punishment? Did you know that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're from Connecticut.
Yes.
And that's the rule in Connecticut. And if you're going to be landlords, you better figure it out. Did you ever send him a letter itemizing why you intended to keep his security deposit?
No, I just spoke to him verbally.
Now, I just to understand your lawsuit, you are suing for $4,950 for the amount owed for the remainder of the lease from November when you left to July. What?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like what?
Well, it's just to be in effect as of next month.
Why would somebody pay you what you were supposed to pay in rent? I'm not understanding. How is that a damage of yours?
Well, how was it? It was a breach of contract was the main reason.
You don't really believe this, do you?
No. Well, no.
Because I'm a little worried about you.
No.
If you really think you deserve that.
No.
You understand court is about making you whole,
yes,
not about winning the lottery.
That is correct.
Okay, so if all of a sudden you get $5,000 in your pocket, woohoo! That would be like, that's not making you whole. You're not damaged by that. And now you've got a counterclaim against him for $5,000 for slander. Explain that to me.
Yes, because when I received the court paper from Daniel to say that he was suing, he wrote a statement in there that said something to the effect that, I was broke and from one of the worst ghettos in Washington, D.C. That is totally false. I grew up on Capitol.
Wait, can I see that?
I don't have that.
Well, I have the paperwork for court, and I don't see what you're saying. That's why I want to see what you're saying.
I don't have it. I didn't.
Okay, but just so that you know, there's you cannot get sued for slander or libel for a statement that you make in a lawsuit. And the reason why is because if you could, we would be chilling people's access to the courts. We want people to be able to file a lawsuit without fear of being punished for what they're saying, that they're going to court for. So your counterclaim is dismissed. As for your claim against them for $4,950, thanks for the chuckle, but no. And as for your counterclaim for the security and your expenses that you aren't able to prove, I don't find that they have either proven a right to half your security deposit or any of your security deposit. And even if somehow they were able to bottle the smell and bring it to me to prove it, even if they brought 30 student witnesses to say it was a hazmat site, even if they had, since they didn't follow Connecticut law and send a letter itemizing the deductions, by law, they owe you not just the $550, but $1,100. And I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. Good luck, folks.
So the defendant here is responsible for double damages, twice the security deposit. You think that stinks?
Yeah, especially since his rent was only $400.
How come you didn't know the law, landlord law in Connecticut?
We didn't know that he could get double damages and he needed to have a letter.
Yeah, right. And you do now. Head right down this way, okay?
Yes,
right, go around the corner here. All right, come on in here. What do you think of this outcome here? Turn around this way.
First off, I don't think that they know what they're talking about. They try to cover up various forms of deceit, deception, and I think it caught up to them.
What about this thing that you smell so bad and you stink and everything? What about this?
That's a rambunctious lie.
You said it's cologne.
It is cologne, correct, sir.
Cologne?
I work cologne all the time, and because I go to school at a professional school, and you have to.
And the other, why would they say that other thing about you?
I don't know. I can't answer why the reason they would do that. Trying to embarrass me. If it was slander, it should have went the other direction.
Harvey?
The bottom line here, guys, these are legal smells, and the landlord can evict on that basis. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.